Hi everyone! In this video, as promised, again, I will show you how to derive results from the LCA Care platform. What we will see is how to upload information and how to get outputs that are actually implemented in real world in your companies. So if you want to go to this process 1 peer peeling of the previous video, we can see two sections. Here in the analysis, we have internal documents and the form. So, starting with the internal documents, what is this? Essentially, these are a set of files that you already probably have collected inside your company and that represent in a truthful manner what this specific process, peer peeling, is. In the form section, this is essentially what was derived, what was structured from the documents you have uploaded. And guys, starting small, I will tell you first what these documents should be, what format they should have, and also what content they should have inside. And guys, starting small, I want you to show you how to upload a file for this specific analysis. I have already here created a document example that I want to upload. You have here, and you click on upload. It appears here if you want to add more files. Suppose I want to add again a new file. I can. And it uploads. I can then download the file. It shows there. Or I can delete this specific file. In the previous video, you have seen something like private notes, team notes, and you have seen an empty state, which means there were no notes associated. In this case, I can already leave a note because I have one document that has been uploaded on this day at this specific time. I will leave a note. This will be a random note. Note 1 for John Doe to see. And of course, this is a note that I want John Doe to visit later. That if you remember, he was a member of this department or this team. And I leave the note as a team note that I can save. If you go here, there are no private notes, of course, because I shared it with my team, and this is a team note that you can edit or that you can delete. No note appears now. If I want to leave a note for me, can click on save. I go to the notes, and right now it is in private and not in Teams. This is the first step, how to create documents, how to upload them. But you have not yet seen what these documents should have and what format they should have. First, you can upload either a text file, like in this case. You can upload a PDF file, or you can upload Excels. First, as best practice, and what you will see later, it is best to upload either a very complete and structured document, either through text or through PDFs, even though they may have certain images and a certain structure. And Excels are not as good for this tool to derive information or to conduct analysis. So second step, what should this file have? This file should have essentially every information regarding the process you are analyzing. And let's see in concrete terms what this means. You are right now seeing the document example text that I uploaded in this platform. In this case, I have this mock company, sample manufacturing company. So you see here, first step is to introduce the company and to give the service output, what we call the service output, which tells the exact quantity in kilograms of the output good you are producing. In this case, 25 tons. You should divide the document you upload into different sections. First section, sourcing materials and energy. We told overall the picture of what's going in, what's going out in terms of either materials, wastes, and energy sources. But of course, this process that is like a macro process has different things or different details that lead to an end-to-end result. In this case, let's see, begins with boiling. The journey from raw ingredients to finished goods often begins in the boiling area. Well guys, this is it regarding what the document should have. You don't need exactly to put every single step, every single thing into one document. Suppose you want to have a collaborative approach and have different members of this team gathering data for a process. You can put one team gathering or one member gathering data for this specific process, another member gathering data for that specific process, and then compile everything into different documents and upload here as many as you want. There is no limit there. Essentially, this is it. This is the first step to get results, to get a echo-driven recommendation. Second step, easy one. We generate an estimate using the internal documents. As you can see, after having generated, it appears here that the analysis is actually processing, and some results that were derived from the internal documents uploaded will appear sometime after. It depends on the difficulty of the analysis being conducted and the overall process. In this case, it was an easy one. It appears here all the results. So let's dive first on what's happening in the background. After having generated the estimates with internal documents, what happens is there will be an AI that structures this text that is, well, unstructured into a structured table, a structured information that can then be used for calculating LCA analysis, essentially scope 1, scope 2, scope 3, and every single metric from waste generation, from emission factors that were not present in the document, etc. So how do you know that the information that the AI structured is correct? That's why we have this other section, form. Essentially, the flow that you saw is you gathered the data, you created a document or documents, you generated the estimate, and got the structured way that is here. And let's see what the AI derived from the document. It saw correctly that the service output that I told you should be in the document is 25 tons. Suppose the AI derived the wrong information and it's not 25 tons, it should be 26 tons. You can change it here. And I click on update. I don't want to change it because it was actually correct, so I'll leave it right here. Let's see the other section that the document should have, which were the wastes. There were two, if you remember correctly, the organic waste and the water waste, with emission factors associated. If you remember, we did not give an emission factor associated with these two wastes for example, the department was not able to calculate it, the department didn't know it at all, it depended on a variety of factors, we didn't have the data, essentially we left it empty. What the AI did is it went to search on an internal database of what are the emission factors that most relate to this organic waste and its wall details. Essentially, it says it is a 0.7 emission factor, which is the correct one. The quantity overall produced is 5,200 with an 85% accuracy. This means that due to the collection method that was presented in the document, this accuracy means more 15% or less 15% than the 5,200 that are present. You can also say where the waste treatment got place. Does this waste get treated inside the company or outside the company? From the documents, it looked like the treatment place that is correct, it is outside, and it put outside. If it happens to be inside and you didn't gather the data at first hand, you then can change to inside. And update, of course, I'll leave it right here as it is. You can do this for every single waste. And there are, as you can see, many different sections: company, waste, material inputs, primary energy, secondary energy, and processes. Essentially, material inputs, primary energies, and secondary energies are more or less all the same, but in different sections, with the name, the emission factor derived, the quantity, if it was present or not. If it's not present in the document, it puts here a flag that says it was estimated, and then the collection method, which in this case was not said in the document, but it assumed to be a collection method of smart meters with data logged into energy management systems. If it's not this way, you can change this information and update once again, and this applies for everything. For processes, as you saw, there was a boiling process that has information associated with it, and someone says boiling, there are every single card for every single process associated with a document. If for some reason you didn't add the process to the document, or the AI did not get the whole process together, you can click on Add Process, put the name, choose if inside this process there are other sub-processes, and you click on here. There are attributes associated with this process: water used with this specific unit, energy use rate with this specific unit, etc. This applies for attributes related to the process and attributes related to the inputs and outputs of this specific process. For the specific process, there will be, of course, output wastes that are associated with this specific step. But remember, this is the whole workflow, not this specific one only. There are material inputs also, primary energies and secondary energies that you can associate with this process. So for example, this process that did not exist, which is process didn't exist, I can associate, for example, a primary energy of residual fuel oil and natural gas. And if you submit a process, it says, well, I'm missing information regarding this, which is a required field that I need to fill. Suppose, well, it's optional because you don't need to have inside each process a specific waste. But if you happen to have, you just click on here, I choose the organic waste, and in this specific one, from the 5,200 from the overall picture, only 100 are applied to an output waste of this specific process didn't exist. Thank you guys very much. In this video, I showed you as a recap how to manage projects, how to manage analysis, how to do the settings, how to leave notes, how to share links, and then how to upload documents, what the document should have, and then how to confirm the information inside each document and to eventually edit if you need it. Thank you so much. In the next video, we will show the actual outputs, the actual echo-driven results that matter to SMEs.